I'm Mitch Penal. Today I bring you another video. Today we are doing something simple. We're doing another kill team. Yes, I'm aware it's not anything simple at all, but hey, let's get into it, shall we? We're going to continue on I say continue on. I'm doing the Bone Vipers, a Australian inspired, specifically an Outback Australian inspired chapter, as many I'm not sure many do realize I am actually Australian, so hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it, shall we? Starting this kit batch, I grab a bunch of scrap marines I have laying around from a whole bunch of kits. Mostly going for unique and interesting looking models. So of course, have a heavy intercessor, a terminator, 2 reavers, and the rest being semi-standard Astartes. And this scout that I will make the actual sergeant. Because I like the idea of this character being a sergeant. Simple as that. Can't blame a man if it looks alright. The goal for this is basically, what if an Astarte was a Outback Aussie? Now anyone that doesn't know what an Outback Aussie is, they're the cattle ranchers, the farmers, the hardcore, dealing with all dangerous animals and all this stuff that I don't have to deal with in my day-to-day life, as I started off in this country and now I'm in a city, so it's, I'm not going to say I'm anything like them, but I used to be sorta. Now with that, this goal here, I'm using the Voltan Pioneers, yeah, the kill team of the Votan, the ones wearing the big old coats. Using the spare bits from them and then a few bits from other kits. Taking this drill arm here, I got from the big mech from the Orcs, and that cleaver in the background I get from the 8-bound Chaos. A lot of this is just scrap bits and pieces that I've found through my bits box and all that, and just slapped them all together, which has kind of worked out really well. Is it supposed to look glorious? No, because I'm going off the assumption that a lot of their war gear is bush repaired, meaning whatever the health they can find and use effectively, good enough. So this one gets a drill arm a lot like Bioshock, the Big Daddy, which I find hilarious, and then this 8-bound arm, because it actually fits this model really well, so I went with it. Fine with it. I'm not too worried about the chaosy bits. I could just say the dudes found a chaos marine and slaughtered him. And then this cataphracti terminator, no, not cataphracti, oh, what's the other one called? I can't remember. But yeah, the more rounded shoulder pad from the Horus Heresy Terminators. And for this next marine, I'm going for, I believe, the medic. I don't exactly have much. During this build, I didn't have any idea what the hell I was actually doing. So a lot of this is to and from, back and forth marines. So this one here, I'm believing I'm building the medic. It looks like the final product of the medic, just really crappy at the moment. Oh, that's right. This is the medic had a missing part of the wrist. Got that on, build up the hands. There we go. Voltan shotgun. It's a revolver shotgun thing. I think it's a shotgun. I think that's a cool idea. And since it's technically legal in Australia to have a shotgun if you've got land, works out. Pistols not so much, but all look cool in that situation. strap on some shoulder pads or pauldrons, and I think I'm good with this. I do add a little bit more of the what do you call them? I add some greeblies to some pouches and this holster. I do cover at the back of the holster so it's on the hip armor better. I do actually remove those pouches from there and put them on the back because I do put these guys on put a coat on these guys. Each one of them gets a large leather coat that I make from a template I made. Except for the Terminator. The Terminator gets a heavily modified version of it. Severing the hands from this grenade. No, I don't know what I'm doing. I do it again. Reattaching arms so I can get these shotguns on them. I mean, realistically, they can just be bolters. Or, whatever the kill team equivalent is. I can't remember now. I'm pretty sure it's bolters they carry. Eh, close enough. Now this marine that's kneeling, I'm doing it as a space wolf because I don't know why I made it kneel. But I thought it looked cool. It has space wolf like shoulder pads, so I went with that. This second Reaver, I am giving the Obliterators, no, the Devastators. The Devastator marine rifle without all the greebly bits, slapped on a scope and this like magazine thing I found that fit the area. I made it into like a rifle. I do make like a suppressor for it, and I'm really happy with the way it looks. The only problem is getting an extra hand to like grab on to something, since the Devastators don't hold their weapons really with one hand, which, how? I don't know. That's why none of them were built the way they were supposed to be. Now taking this one and I think a firstborn marine's hand, I wrapped the hand around the magazine as if he's just done a quick reload, and yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's not perfect, but it works really well. I'll be honest, it's one of my favorite models. I could have possibly done the same to this on the kneeling one, but yeah, I only need one sniper. Next guy, I'm going for a bit of a different idea. I like the idea of this knife wielding dude, but I don't want to like sever the hands off. So I've gone for the elbows. Cutting him just below the elbows so I can stick the bare arm on it. So it's like he's taken off his braces and just gone bare hands. Does it work? Works well enough. It does give the impression he's got like two elbows, but don't look too hard into it. You'll only get upset. A lot of this idea was based around Death Watch. Australians, specifically Vietnam and World War I veterans of Australia, the more hard asses, I guess is the best way to put it. And yeah, that's kind of like the basis of this. Also, I found this guardsman, I believe from the Extraction Squad, had a grenade launcher, and I'm just like, yep, that'll work. So even the start, he's with a grenade launcher. Why? You cannot tell me a 40mm would not be funny to just watch this dude punch a dude with it in the chest. Just boom. So if you got a knife guy, sniper, or eliminator, Overwatch, pretty much, and then we got a Brigadier or Grenadier. Is it a Grenadier or a Brigadier? Grenade dude. Slap on some shoulder pads. Nothing too fancy. A lot of this is not really anything too crazy. A lot of it is just trying to see what fits. Your second Astartes that has a standardized chest plate but chest, well, sort of more Black Templar looking aesthetic, gets a chainsword and a pistol. That's it. Simple, easy, bog standard Marine. I originally wanted this one to be in a more relaxed pose, but I had to adjust the arm to make it shoot. Now that there you see is the original template I used for capes and things, so bear in mind. Now here I am adding a bit more greaves to make this work out a bit better. Gosh, phone. Did I put you on silent? Oh well. Yeah, basically I'm putting on these extra greaves that I'm going to eventually have to tear off just to get them to fit. I do change the belt buckle of the Sergeant, which is in Scout armor. Reason being, Scout armor in a desert world would probably be very nice because very airy, very clothy, so it's not too hot. Even though technically a Space Marine would still have like an aircon or something in the armor. I like this idea a bit better. If you can't tell, I'm extremely tired, but that's okay. We're getting this done. A lot of these Marines, like all these grippers I put on them, I do eventually have to take them off some of the time. I do forget a few of them, but most of them are getting torn off again and then put over the coat, put on the coat. Also, I take the heavy intercessor and strap on the Devastator missile launchers, because let's be real, that fits a bit better on them and on the Terminators, but I didn't put them on the Terminators. I probably should have. I didn't. Can't make them go intercontinental. Well, have intercontinental ballistic missiles on their top if you're already a walking tank. Again, a lot of these bits are just from the Votan Pioneers kit. Kill team, I mean, Pioneers kill team. But other than that, it's been pretty simple. I mean, other than like the 3D printed bits, which are just 3D prints of of a real kit, which is the I don't think it's a Cataphracta. The Cataphracta, I believe, has like the Horus shoulder pads. I'm pretty sure have the Horus shoulder pads. The other one from the Cataphracti, the Tyrus or something. I'll put it up when I figure it out what it is. If I figure it out, I'll put it up on screen at some point in the video. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I do change out the Sergeant in Scout armor. Chainsword for an Eldari custom sword with a I'm thinking of like a mastercrafted Xenophyte blade, like the Necrophyte blade. My difference is instead of it being a Necron sword from the Death Watch, it's an Eldari one that's been mastercrafted into something bit more Imperium of Man. Will it work? I have no idea, but I like the look of it and it works well enough. Let's get into the painting, shall we? Army Painter Warlock Purple. I use this for a base coat of the face, forgetting I'm going to do one character, one of these faces, not like the others. Because I'm an idiot. And don't do a good job at it either, which is insult to injury. Really, I'm just trying to get on the faces, and you'll notice that not all the heads are the same. Citadel Beast, Dryad Bark. I use this for leathers, which a lot of them have a bandana or mask of some sort, except for the Sergeant will have 2 heads, which is the also Citadel Beast Dryad. Except for the Sergeant, who will have a 2 heads, one being helmetless and one being a Reaver helmet with a cowboy hat. All of them get cowboy hats. Model Air US Earth Yellow. I use this as base coat. For the armor, I'm going to go much lighter than this, so it's a bit of a dark undertone. Even though I do false shadows anyway, but the actual hats are reverse sculpted, which is where you take blue stuff or like green stuff and you actually sculpt into it in a reversed image. Model Air US Desert Armor. First off, the highlights are used to these armors. A lot of the stuff I do in this is very poorly done, because a lot of this has been a few months in the making, mainly because the heads took forever to get here. But I see the heads. There was a custom head I wanted to use. It didn't turn out. Instead, it actually came broken, which annoyed the crap out of me. So I just gave up on trying to use that head, because it would take another few months before I got a new one. So I just figured it out. Did I miss a color? I don't remember. Model Air Aged White. Yes, Ivory. I think it was the one I missed. Using this as a final highlight, I believe. Yes. Just hitting the highest of edges. Just trying my best not to get too much in a shadow. Shut up, phone. I do not have time to turn you to silent. Or maybe I do. Using Army Painter Fur Brown, I try and falsify the shadows to be a bit more darker, as I like the idea of this darker, more grungy look, and I'm actually very happy with it. Citadel Beast Dryad Bark. I use this to refresh the leathers. And now we're going to focus on the leathers a bit more. I said that we're just going to solely focus on leathers for a bit, because I wanted to get it done. Now people ask, why is my paints not come out exactly what they do in the pot? Because I'm going straight from the pot. I add water to my potted paints. Army Painter Leather Brown. Anything Citadel I add water to, so it's a bit more easier to paint with. And I don't have to do as much work to thin it. Using Leather Brown as a highlight, it actually works really well when you do it right, because it gives you that nice texture and looks really nice, especially with any imperfections. Army Painter Monster Brown. I use this as highlights. Simple. It's very rough, very terrible, but that's fine with me. I don't mind it too much. And when they dry, it doesn't show as much, so it looks, it sort of blends in a bit more, which I like the look of. Works really well in my opinion. And yeah, dark, light and highlight works really well in this situation. Army painter tan flesh. This is the sergeant's helmetless head. Do you get to see it properly? No, because I didn't finish it. Army painter tan flesh, by the way. I use this to, well, do the faces. Base coat of the face. Then we'll do, when it eventually gets around to it. Army painter barbarian flesh. I use this as a facial highlight. Trying to be very careful where my application is, trying to keep to the highlighted to the upper edges, the high edges, and any broad features. We're trying to like make them pop. Now I say if you're gonna do faces, definitely start with these like your flesh tones and then add like a pink wash, not a color, wash to it, just to highlight things. Citadel shade, Agrax earth shade. I use this as a wash. Being very careful how I apply it, and then spreading it out as quickly as possible, especially trying my best not to let it pool or stain too much. But well, stuff happens. It's not great, but it does happen. Army painter ash grey. I use this for the Space Wolf beard. Also, I did leather steps to the hats, so they that's why they look similar. Citadel contrast, frost art. I use this to tap all the lenses.
I'm recording this last part because my entire thing just decided not to work. I'm hoping this mic is working. Looks to be good enough. Okay. Last colors are glorious gold and matte black, and then next section will be Citadel base lead belcher and matte black, and the final will be model air dark earth. I don't know why my OBS decided not to work now. It was working fine throughout the beginning, but this last minute or so has just not come out. I've tried several times, so I don't know. I'll make it quick. So this last bit's going to be a bit scuffed. Do apologise for that. But let's get into reveals, hopefully. Hello! I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell so you never miss another video. If this doesn't look right, that's because I am not using the correct screen, because OBS decided not to work at all. I don't know what the problem is. I'm hopefully able to fix it before the next one. But until then, thank you all for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.